Matt Stepp of Dave Campbell's Texas Football back here at the Dave Campbell's booth here at the Texas High School Coaches Association and Convention. Here with the head coach of the Rouse Raiders out of Leander ISD, Coach Josh Mann. Coach, I appreciate you taking a few minutes to chat with us today.
Absolutely. Thank you all for having me.
Now you did our little shorter interview earlier with Ashley. How was it? Was she tough on you?
Oh, she was real tough. It was maybe the toughest thing I've done here yet. No, it was awesome.
We throw fastballs over here at Dave Campbell's.
Great.
We keep you on your toes.
Yeah.
First off, congratulations on all the success there in 2020. You guys got that thing turned around and had a great year. When you're coming into a program and you guys are coming off a rough year, when you have such a big turnaround, people always ask you what was the key, what was the thing, but it's never really one thing. It was kind of a culmination of things for you guys, right?
It was a culmination. When we went into a new district, that helped in some setups of where we were. And the year before, we were 1-9, but we had a lot of injuries through that season. So we got to play a lot of young guys. And the one thing I contribute so much is the way that senior class, the year we did go, didn't have that success, they never gave up. They fought. They continued to lead. They continued to be great community men. And that's a tribute to our coaches and our community. We just kept coaching like this. Every game was a winnable game. We never gave up. We fought all the way through. And we challenged some of the better teams in our district. We just came up short because we just didn't have quite the depth that everybody had. And so that leadership carried over. And then, we had a couple new additions to staff with guys that have been with me since we opened the school in 2008. And the staff just gelled and things kind of lined right. And we have a real hungry group of guys that are ready to do it again.
Now, on that same token, now that you're going into a season where you're coming off a great year,
yeah,
now you got a little, you got those lofty rankings in Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Blame Tepper for that.
Yeah.
Hashtag blame Tepper.
Absolutely.
When you come into this, obviously the rankings and the respect is kind of a validation of the work that you guys have done, but now it does put a target on your back.
Oh,
so
100%.
What's your message to your kids now that you've had some success? Because sometimes maintaining that success is harder than getting there.
Oh, it is. It's absolutely. And with the pandemic, it forced us to isolate and just focus on just one thing. We didn't have all these other distractions out there with all the other. So we're battling all that back. And then with that, the notoriety and the success that we had. But like I said, we want to prove them right. Let's make them right this year.
We'd appreciate that.
Well, let's make them right. Let's be in that deal. And we've seen it. Our guys will come back. They're hungry. They got a taste for that, and they want to go back and do it again. And, they feel like there's some areas that we're not getting some love. We're not as up in the recruiting as we would like to be in some areas. And so those guys are coming back. They're hungry. They really love that film. We're still a really kind of mixed young team. We got a great senior class, but a lot of our junior class is still fighting in, and so we got a lot of guys that are edging. We had a competitive spring. It was real fierce. We've had competitive summer, so I think they're ready to see what that next level can be, and we have a standard and expectation and goal, and we're going to try to see if we can hit that goal this year.
With a young team, a lot of times folks would think that those guys that played last year are automatically penciled into those starting spots going into the next season. For you guys, there were a lot of position battles and a lot of competitive things going on. And even if is it your message to those guys, even if you don't win the starting job, we're going to need this depth if we want to make that deep playoff run. We want to play for a state championship. We're going to need to be too deep at as many positions as possible. So is that the message to your kids, to get those backup guys to buy in and continue to show up at strength and conditioning and work out?
And for us, probably in tribute to that, is special teams. Like, you separate yourself. We won a lot of games last year because of our depth on special teams. Senior guys, other juniors that may have not ended up starting, here's where you can roll. And our special team coordinator did an amazing job. I got more involved with it than I had in the past and made it such an important deal. Got to hear Coach Taylor talk about that this morning here at the clinic, and that kind of set the fire because it became the catalyst that everybody comes together to do. Your offense, your defensive guys, they're all there. And it became a competition battle for them, and we started naming a special team captain of the week. So you had to earn that through your peers and coaches, and that kind of set the standard. So it didn't matter if you were necessarily starting on offense, defense. We almost had so much competition that they want to start on that special teams, and that just kind of set the tone. So those guys that don't win those battles, they know if I don't win that battle, then I can win that battle. We just keep giving them that opportunity to get on the field.
And a big play on special teams completely can change a football game, can't it?
It's
and
huge.
it just lights up the sidelines, doesn't it?
There's nothing like a block kick. Block kick is some of the best things. The opponent thinks I'm going to I just scored and I'm going to get this easy chip in, or I've drove the field, I'm going to get points, and you block that and flip the field, it changes the game 100%.
All right, now when we look at your district in 2021, it's a tough district, it's a balanced district, a lot of competitive teams in your district. What kind of challenges do the teams in your district present you guys?
It's the variety of what we see. Brenham is going to be heavily loaded. They're going to be very tough. Eastview and what Coach has done there is a tremendous challenge. We have a tough rivalry with Glenn. I mean, they took us to the right to the final end of the last second.
Is that one of those rivalry games where is it one of those cliche throw your record out the window games?
It absolutely. All those kids play together. They all used to be at the same middle school together, so that's a huge one. And to this year it's going to be different because we got a lot of unknowns with a lot of new coaches coming in our district. Elgin replaced Cedar Creek.
Yeah. I mean, Bastard's going to have some dudes that can go, right?
Always. Coach Patman always has them ready, and that's our first one right out the gate. So, I think everybody now, we kind of snuck up on them. Everybody circled us. They're wanting to see and take their shot at us, and we're just going to have to play to our game plan and stick through, and hopefully we come back and represent as the district champion again.
And we obviously have you guys ranked very highly in the magazine. Yeah. We think you're a contender in Region 4 there in 5A Division 2. What needs to go right for the Rouse Raiders in order to have that playoff run and possibly make a deep run and win the region?
Well, right now it's staying humble but hungry, and then we got to stay healthy. I mean, our depth is getting better as our numbers are coming back around on campus. But at the same time, we're a couple guys away. We can't really afford a lot of injuries in some key spots. I think if our O-line play comes on, I think our offense has got a chance to be more explosive than it even was last year. And I think then on the back end, I think our defense is going to actually be better than it was last year. We got a couple new guys in the secondary that have got to step up. And once they do, I think we got some pieces there. If we can just, I've been fortunate to make that run a couple of times at Rouse, and I know a lot of that's getting healthy when you draw who and when. And, you got to have a little bit of luck on your side, too.
You got to peak at the right time, right?
You got to be peaking at the right time. Yep. Stay focused and don't let the mountain fall. We don't ever say we want to go. We want to go undefeated. We want to win every game. But I think you put too much emphasis on going undefeated, you're going to have a game. And especially in our district, in our tough non-district schedule, you can lose one. That's not the end of the world. Yep. The best thing happened to us last year, we lost to A&M Consolidated. That set us back on the path where we went on the run. So we're excited. We're ready to go.
Coach, we appreciate your time.
Thank you all so much for everything. Yeah, absolutely.
Good luck in 2021, and we appreciate what you do for student-athletes here in the state of Texas.
Thank you all so much. Appreciate y'all's support.
Thanks, Coach.
Hey, thanks for watching this clip here on YouTube. If you like this kind of stuff and you want more of it, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And remember, you can watch us live every weekday at noon at TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, or here on YouTube. And if you want more of the best coverage of football in the state of Texas, check out TexasFootball.com and become a Dave Campbell's Texas Football Insider at TexasFootball.com/subscribe.